I gotta take them out. Okay, let's go to a gallery, or let's go have lunch. Like you have to do things that is not the work for you to
To
get them
create
to
the work.
perform the work.
Yeah.
So only our industry has that issue. So when you bring in a non-designer, non-creative as your partner, as the project manager, whatever, they don't understand those things, right? So when I'm sitting down with my designers and we're just like talking shit, right? The idea is to create an environment where people can just talk and just express themselves, because that's like the warm up for their brain. I understand that, but the non-designers, they will see that as like you're wasting time.
Absolutely. What's
So
like,
trying to
what's the timeline? What's the timeline? What's the
yeah,
duration?
yeah. So
How
trying to
much time needed
challenge
for it?
that challenge is something that we struggle. That's why when we have clients, potential clients, like, oh, can you do this in 1 month? It's not that we don't want to do it in 1 month. We have to calculate the period where we're trying to wait for inspiration and stuff. Of course, I mean, don't get me wrong, the amount of work we got to put in, it's crazy. The contract documentation is already crazy, but like, you want something amazing and something like, oh, I want something different out of this world. Well, you can just pull it out of my ass like tonight,
Yeah, and can we start construction in two
Yeah,
months?
yeah. So this is the what do you call it? The dilemma of like a creative
How
studio.
do you balance that?
I know I cry myself to sleep. Every I don't know.
You need therapy, bro.
I I mean, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
Despite all this, right? We love what we do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's not about. I never ask myself how you balance it. I just do it because I love it. I love going into the studio and getting a brief, like a fresh new brief is like yes, like okay,
Yeah.
all right. Like going through the layout, the square footage, okay, the objectives, the program, the budget. I'm like, I mean that part is exciting as hell,
Super
right? And then
exciting.
when you get that good idea, and then you have like this strong concept to like expand on, and like holy shit, it's like okay, this is fun. And then
Yeah.
of course you get bored after like once you're in the production phase, like you're like okay, now it's a bit redundant. Then you wait for the next project. You're just
Yeah.
chasing that next high,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't end though. I don't think I can do anything else. If you ask me, can I do anything else? Nah, I'm in this for life. Yeah. So that's how I
I
balance
feel it,
it.
man. I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel that passion.
Yeah.
Like the api is burning over
Eh, nice. Okay, man. Let's
here.
spread it. Yeah. But things like this also helps me. Like when you ask me how I balance stuff,
I
it's
think
like
the
it's like
word, I
things
think
like
balance is
this.
too vague to
Yeah, yeah,
ask this
yeah, yeah, yeah.
question.
Yeah.
More like how
Do you
you
navigate?
have so many different components in the business,
Yeah.
right? So you spoke a huge part of the design, and then that's where the production, the boring stuff come. Like, yes, boring and not boring,
Yeah.
but those are the
Not
things
boring
that
lah,
make
repetitive lah. Yeah,
repetitive,
yeah,
monotonous. But those are the works that actually make
yeah. The,
the,
the
the,
product.
the product,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So then you have the construction part.
yes,
Construction part plays like a huge,
yeah. It's
huge
it's like
part. Yeah,
it's like the biggest exam lah. It's the
mm,
main exam. Yeah,
yeah,
it's the highlight of the whole thing. Now that you
yeah.
got all these really cool ideas, can you execute it? Can
Yeah.
you make it come to life? Yeah,
And so also the last 10% of the
yeah.
construction that actually
The last one,
determines whether it comes back in a
correct.
nice loop
Because
or not.
if you end that last 10% bad, everything that you did, they just don't care.
You're right.
Yeah, and I mean that's how the industry works, and that's why you have to give it your all the way to the end. You cannot like shortchange your client. You cannot shortchange the project. You have to see it through. Not even after it's done. Like post completion, you gotta pay some attention to it even more.
Not to generalize like
Yeah,
how most people view the industry,
yeah.
but what is that